Good morning. Welcome to Saturday morning Qi Gong, brought to you by the Levy Tai Chi School. We are hosted this morning by the Alexandria Museum of Art, as we are every Saturday morning, and we are brought to you through a generous grant from Rapides Regional Medical Center, our real-life heroes who are keeping us safe every day as best they can from the coronavirus. I am going to try to give you a brief rundown this morning before we begin. I have always thought that a teacher should be a human being, and I don't mean you shouldn't learn from machines. I mean that a teacher is not a superior being. A teacher is not someone who is beyond the student, who is some sort of unassailable thing. That's why I've always eschewed the use of the term master or even sifu, which is somewhat more appropriate in my case as a educator, a teacher in Mandarin or in Cantonese. I have never pretended not to be in the trenches with you, because I am. Every day I'm in the trenches with you. I am leading from the side, not from in front. So when I tell you things like the practice of Qi Gong brings you calm and patience and focus and so forth, I do mean that sincerely. I also try to balance that by telling you, excuse me, one of the joys of that was attractive. One of the joys of having a mustache and wearing a mask. When I say that this brings you focus and inner calm and so forth, I always try to match that with the knowledge, with the information that this is not a magic bullet. This is not an immediate thing. This is a long-term process. Like most things that are worthwhile, this is a process, not a goal. And we work hard for our gains. We work hard every single day. Every day we practice. Every day we attend to be mindfulness. Every day we do our Qigong or play our Tai Chi form or meditate for 5 minutes or half an hour or an hour. All those efforts are cumulative. They go into a big stack, a big pile. They go into the ocean. They're all drops in the ocean. So when I have mornings that are not perfect, when I'm still prone to road rage occasionally, I get very frustrated in traffic. I have, often been upset over comments on Facebook, and wanted to say things that I, now in looking at them from a distance, realize it would have been incendiary and had not helped anything. It takes a lot of effort to be calm. That seems kind of counterproductive, but I think of the image of a swan on the top above the water. There's a graceful movement and a sense of effortlessness, and underneath the water, underneath the surface, there are a pair of massively strong legs and huge webbed feet going like crazy to maintain that effortless look. And so we practice. This is the feet going crazy underneath the surface. On the outside, we can be calm and smooth on the water like a swan. Underneath, we've got to keep paddling. We've got to keep working on our mindfulness every day. And so I want to reassure you that as much as I may say that things are calm and things are great, they are. Am I not doing anything to maintain that? Far from it. I am staying busy. It feels like 24/7 underneath, under the water, making sure that the part above the water is calm and graceful and smooth and slow. That's why we have bad days sometimes. It's imperfect. And sometimes the paddling shows. Sometimes the paddling doesn't help. Sometimes we're paddling in a hurricane and we can't get that graceful, smooth, glass-like motion forward. It happens. It's completely normal. And that's why some days we have really, really good days, and we glide through the day like a swan on the water with no seeming effort whatsoever. All the effort you put into it, day by day, moment by moment, all the mindfulness, all the training, all the breathing and the stretching, all that stuff, it all adds up in the final. It all adds up to give you that smooth, graceful motion. It takes time. I'm not going to lie to you. It takes time. I've been at this for quite a while, and I'm still learning every day. Every day I'm learning. Every day I'm practicing. I want you to be okay with that. I want you to understand it's normal. This is how life is. So, when you have those days when you just can't bring yourself to practice, it's okay. When you have those days when you get road rage and you're screaming at the car in front of you because they're stopping at every green light, it's okay. It's normal. You keep practicing. You keep trying, keep making the effort. And it gets better. It does. The effects may be small over time, but you'll see them. They're definitely there. And you keep working. So I think someone's fixing to join us. Hey, Shonu. So we've got, just in time, Shonu will get to miss all the running of the mouth, and he gets to work on the exercises. So, all right. So let's go ahead and open our form with the first sow. And remember, if it's a less than perfect day, it's a less than perfect day. That's normal. That's how life is. We'll have good days, we'll have bad days. This will be one more step in the journey, not a good day or a bad day. All right, let me find my spot back here. All right. Children, you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's begin. First sow. Lifting the heavens. all gazes backwards. Breathe out. Draw a bow. stars fall to earth. Breathe in. Lion wag state. heavens and earth. He sits on throne. and stamp the earth. Well done, Shonu. As I alluded to this morning, last night and this morning were not maybe the best emotional times for me. I got a little off-centered, and that's normal. But we make the effort. When you're mindful, when you're working on yourself, you make the effort. Whether it's Qi Gong, whether it's mindful breathing, whether it's yoga, whatever you do, you make the effort. You might have noticed, and I didn't look at the time, I don't have a timer on the live feature, but I went, for me, just a shade slower than usual. I didn't want this to be just another practice. I wanted to be a little more mindful of it and to focus on it better. So I think we went maybe a few minutes longer than usual. No harm there. Pace is a thing of your own as long as it's slow. If you were counting, you may have noticed I actually did 9 sets of draw bow. Part of that is because I lost track of my count, but if you remember, especially in the group classes before the pandemic, when we had the big classes, there were times when people would just keep going on a certain posture, a certain movement. Even though we had moved on, they had just gotten so deep into it and were enjoying it so much, and we're in that moment, that now, so deeply that they just didn't stop. That was me this morning. You're talking about being in the trenches. I'm still right there with you. I'm still learning. I'm not always, razor sharp on the spot, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, finished. Sometimes you just stay with it a little bit. Sometimes it just feels so good and you're so much in the moment that you just don't think to count. You just keep moving. That's okay too. That's perfectly fine. There's no real wrong way to do this. If it's bringing you joy, if it's bringing you peace, if it's bringing you focus, and if you want to do 35 sets of draw bow, then you go right ahead. So, as always, thank you for joining me, whether you're live or like Shonu. You got to join me in person this morning. We are, of course, still in person in the museum every Saturday morning at 10:30. We are masked and we are very safe. We're well distanced. We're taking every precaution. You are certainly welcome to join us here in the museum. It's always a very different sort of energy, even if it's just 2 of us together. There's a different energy when you do the forum with someone. We are creatures who are designed to pick up on exterior stimuli, especially from other human beings. We pick up that feedback very easily, subconsciously. And when multiples of us are relaxing and moving slow and finding that focus, well, it really compounds it for you. So it's almost a selfish thing. When there's more of you here, I do better. We all do better. A rising tide lifts all boats. So if you still feel that it's better off that you stay at home, then I completely understand. Trust me, I understand. It is still a strange time. It's been a long, strange, almost 7 months now. So if you don't feel like joining us in person, no worries. We'll continue the live feed as long as we possibly can. Tomorrow is Sunday, so tomorrow will be a deep dive class. Tomorrow will be Marry and Separate Heavens and Earth, which is going to be a very cerebral class, probably. It's certainly not one of the most physical postures we perform. It is definitely one of the postures that is most geared toward the focus aspect, the mental aspect of this form. So we'll have a good talk about that, hopefully Sunday morning. It should be beautiful. It's going to be cold again tonight. We'll have a good cool morning in the morning to do that with. That will be at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, as always, and of course on YouTube shortly thereafter, just like these classes. And they'll be archived on Facebook as long as Facebook keeps our archives. I'm not sure how long, if they cut us off after a point, or if we just keep saving us. But they'll be somewhere. They'll be available. Okay, Shonu says it's probably forever, so you should be able to go back all the way to the beginning of March, or the end of March, or the beginning of the classes if you want to, if you're a sadist. Anyway, it's been a pleasure to be with you this morning. It's always a joy to bring this to you, and I sincerely hope that you have found a measure of peace, and a measure of comfort, and a measure of internal calm from this practice. And keep in mind, like I say, you may see short day-to-day goals attained. You may see these little short gains here and there. We're playing a long game here, you and I. We're playing a long, long game. This is a journey, and I sincerely appreciate you walking with me for a little while on this journey. So until tomorrow morning, please, as always, remain safe and be well.